Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some Learnable Meta Bollards, so let's get into it. So we're on a Learnable Meta World Bollards, and so it's designed to be played in no move. So what should happen is we're able to spin around, but there should be a bollard within the shot, and I've installed a script that keeps a track of the country streak. So we're going to go for 30 minutes and we're going to try and see how well we can do and see if we improve within them 30 minutes. So let's get into it. So I'll use this first one as an example. So the bollards are obviously lining the roads here. We can get other information, like we know this is in Europe because of the Europe strip. But basically you're meant to try and use the bollards that are here to try and learn from that. Now this is quite a generic one, but I believe if it was if it's red and white, it's like this area. So I'm gonna go in here and we'll learn them, and when we get them again, we'll know the bollard. So I'm gonna go in Hungary. Okay, and it was actually the Hungary bollards. If I move this there. So Hungary bollards are black and white, wedge-shaped, and typically have a red reflector at the front and a white reflector at the back. Croatian bollards are similar, but the black part with the reflector is closer to the top. So we have a thick gap Hungary and a thin gap for Croatia, red and black. And I was actually quite close in Hungary there, 4,600 points. I also have added a script that keeps a country streak, so that's up in the top right. So if you are interested in that. Okay, let's have a look what we have here. Is that the bollard? Or is it this thing over there? I'm not sure what's classed as the actual bollard here. It might be this white reflector, but there is also this white stick. I am not too sure on this round. Do I see anything on that one? Just another white stick. What does the round vibes give us? We're likely Northern Hemisphere. White road markers. Going to go somewhere flat, maybe bottom of Poland. Okay, Portuguese bollards are either wedge-shaped with a noticeably thin white top or flat with a wide reflector. So I think we had that, and like the top part of it was on the like the bridge. What's it called? So we had this here, on the crash thing. So that's what we had. So our country streak has ended, but we can go into it. So we now know that the Portuguese is white with a thick thing or a very thin triangle. Okay, this is interesting. So I have red and white, which makes me think Peru just because of their flag. It's not giving Peruvian vibes to me. Maybe we could use the same logic and go somewhere in Thailand. They're driving on the right hand side of the road. The Thailand drive the left hand side. It's the closest I have, so it is right. Vietnam bollards. These are the main bollards that are found in Vietnam. They can occasionally include yellow reflectors. They can very rarely have a blue instead of red top. Okay, this is straight away giving like Canadian vibes. And this is our bollard. Okay. I need to stop using that meta. And I think this is going to be Canada. And I'm going to go over in British Columbia. No, Vancouver. Okay, it was Quebec. Quebec guardrail bollards, that's what I was thinking of earlier, but guardrails. Quebec has unique bollards that are always attached to guardrails. They are long, thin white poles with a red or green reflector at the top. So it's a dreadful score, but at least we got it. It was Canada. Our country streak is started up again. Okay, these are the French bollards, I believe. So we'll go middle of France. Okay, the French bollard is extremely recognisable and appears very often. It is a round white post with a pointed top and a reflector band going all the way around. The band can be grey or red. Some rare variations have a fully red top. A bollard that is commonly found in Scotland looks similar but has a blunt top instead of a pointed one. Okay, and our first score was 12,000. That's because the Canada round we were so far off. And then also the Poland to Portugal, we were also quite far off. So let's go into the next round. Okay, we have red and white. And it's quite far at the top. So we're thinking Hungary again. So let's go to Hungary and see if that's correct. And it is. Lovely stuff. We have a country streak of 3 at the moment, by the way. Okay, so we have white with 3 screws and white back dots. I believe that means it's Luxembourg. I think the same white can be found in Germany, but it's 2 dots. But I can't remember where the 3 dots is. I think it's Luxembourg. Let's go for Luxembourg and see if that's correct. It is. We're 2.4 kilometers away. And like I say, 3 screws. So Luxembourg bollard. Bollards in Luxembourg are black and white, wedge shaped, and feature grey reflectors. Some have a distinctive indent in the lower half. Okay, we didn't see that in ours, but that's fine. They look very similar to German bollards, with the main difference being that the reflector on German bollards are attached with 2 bolts, while these in Luxembourg have 3. So yeah, pretty much exactly what I said. And just clicking centrally has actually got us a great score. So country score of 4 now, by the way. Okay, you'll have seen me get this one in one of the Sidemen videos that I did. And I'll explain it again if you haven't seen that video. But there's like a headband is how I remember this one. And Denmark is like at the headband of Europe, and it's got this like strip that goes through Europe, and it's in the middle of that. So this should be Denmark, and it is. Let's move this over here. So Denmark's bollards are white with a yellow reflector and distinctive dark orange strip at the top. Belgium's bollards are similar but have a rectangular reflector and no orange strip at the top. So the orange strip is the part that's unique to Denmark, and then this is Belgium's with the no orange strip. So if you see that orange strip at the top, you know you're in Denmark. Okay, this looks Hungarian, but I think it might be the Croatian one. With the smaller gap. Was it Croatia? Let's go for it and have a look. We're gonna Zagreb. Oh, I saw it go across a border there, and I was like, oh, that's wrong. But no, it is Croatia. Croatian bollards are white with a black rectangle and a red or white reflector. From the top, they are shaped like a triangle. Hungarian bollards are similar, but the black part with the reflector is positioned further from the top. So We distinguish them quite nicely, which is good. Okay. There's a lot of these white and black ones with like a little red thing on it. I don't have a clue. That says .ro. Do we go with Russia just based on that? We'll put in there Moscow. It was Russia. Okay. Country streak of 7, by the way. So Russia, Bollards spam. Near interceptions in Russia, you will commonly see a large number of bollards. And we're already seeing an improvement. We've got 19k there. And if we see the breakdown, I feel like that Russia one was the furthest away. Yeah, so we were actually in the right country, but just far away. And then the rest of them we were over 4,000 points, which I will take. So let's start the next round. We've got a little red square. Now there's 3 of these that are very similar. I think it's New Zealand, which we're on the right hand side of the road, so it's not Australia, same thing. And is the other one Turkey? It might be Turkey. So I think we're going to go for Turkey. It looks relatively not dry, so maybe near Istanbul. Yep, and just like I say, so Turkish bollards are white and rectangular with a red reflector on the front, making them quite unique. Similar bollards exist in Romania, but are very rare. Australian bollards typically have a reflector on the back and a slightly different design. Also, they drive left. Yeah, which is what I said. And also, they seem to have like writing on them. Red driving left hand side. Very long. These ones are more square. And then New Zealand wraps around the back, and you'll be able to tell that from the front by looking at it there. That's fine. We're on a country streak of 8, and we've just got Denmark again. So we've got the headband, the little yellow reflector. We know we're in Denmark. Let's go here. Yes, we got the right part of Denmark as well. Headband of Europe, Denmark. Ooh. Okay, we've not had this one. We've got white reflector, red, but it's got a black bit on top. So, is it? It's not Croatia or Hungary, but is it in this area? These ones have like a split part, so by that I mean this red bit would be in half. And I remember that by these countries obviously once being together, but now they've split. They both have split bollards and very similar bollards because they used to be one country. I don't know what Poland's bollards is. We know Germany bollards and we know Luxembourg's bollards. We know the French bollards and we know Portugal's. Could it be Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia? I'm thinking near Hungary and Croatia because they're very similar to Hungary and Croatia. Romania, it says, was similar to Turkey but very rare, so I'm leaning away from Bulgaria and Romania. Maybe we go Slovenia. It's kind of like in between. Can we get any more clues? Not really. It's got like a little bump on the top of that one. Okay, we'll go in Slovenia. Oh wow, okay. We actually got it right from using the logic. So we were in Slovenia. Slovenian bollards are white with a black top, featuring a bright red reflector on the front and a white. Featuring a bright red reflector on the front and a white reflector on the back. Austria uses similar bollards, but the back reflector is usually black rather than white. Okay, and we've hit a country streak of 10, so that's actually pretty good. Ooh, Turkey? Right hand side of the road. Red square. Turkey. Not even zooming in. Oh, is that That is close to not being a Turkey. I'm guessing they didn't go into Syria. Wow, okay. That's brought our score down, definitely, but I'll keep the streak of 11. And I think this is the US. Now, it's hard to see. We've got 2 white dots, or squares. I don't think this is anything. I think that's just like a farmer field thing. So 2 white rectangles on a brown piece of metal. I'm looking down there, it's 1 white reflector. I think it's going to be the US, but I don't know which state or anything. Okay, so it's the US, but it's the Washington Bollard. So we keep our country streak alive, that's great. The state of Washington uses bollards that consist of a white or brown post with a white rectangle on the front of the bollard and 2 smaller white or silver squares on the back of the bollard. If you've seen the Sidemen challenge video, you know I'll know the Nevada one when I get there. And we've gone down in score, but our country streak is still alive. So I think the Turkey ones have brought us down a bit there. And then obviously the US one at the end. So that's alright, we're learning, we're getting there. These ones, white sticks on the guardrail with a red top, so I'm thinking Quebec. Where is Quebec? It's this state here. So let's go towards Quebec City, but on this road near a river, I guess. Okay, pretty good. And again, the Quebec poles, red on the top. So we're learning, and our streak's going up. Okay, we know this one, so red on the top, white slab thing is Vietnam. So let's go down here somewhere. It was at the top of Vietnam, but 14 streak, we're doing pretty well. Would like to learn some new ones though. Okay, a rounded pole. Nothing on the back, or is that a silver one on the back? I don't know this. We are right hand side of the road. Where's the sun? Sun's in the southwest. I'm guessing it's going to be in Europe. So we know these ones. Poland? We don't know yet. We don't know any of these up here. So Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. Do we know these? No, we don't know these. What's it given? It's quite hilly. So these ones are all quite flat. Maybe the left half of Poland? We're on a 14 country streak here. What about, maybe down here in Ukraine? Maybe it's the Ukrainian ones? Ooh, okay. So we've lost our 14 country streak, no. So North Macedonia is bollard. North Macedonia uses 2 types of bollard. One is round and very thin, which is the one that we got. While the other one is wedge shaped, looks like Croatian bollards. Yeah, I feel like if I saw that I would have gone Croatia. They both have white and red reflectors, typically on a black surface. So how did you distinguish this one from Croatia and Hungary? Obviously it's close to the top, so you'd point away from Hungary, but you'd go towards Croatia. Is it that this isn't as square as Croatians and it's more like slanted? But I can't believe we're on 14 streak and that's come to an end. And what do we have here? Red square, black. Can't really see them, but they look like white squares on the back. We'd have probably lost it on this one anyway. We're gonna go for maybe a Latvia, Lithuania. We're just outside Riga. Greek bollards, okay. Greek bollards are wedge-shaped and with almost square reflectors, being red on the front and white on the back. Andorra bollards are very similar, but landscape/vegetation will be way different most of the time. Okay, we have a repeat round. So this is Portugal. Portugal. Okay, and we'll do one last one to get us to the half an hour. And this is Greek. Is it? Is it Greek? Double yellow lines by... We just learned that it's Greece, so we're going to have to go Greece. And if it's Andorra, then I can't tell from this vegetation. Okay, great, it's Greece. What was the double yellow lines in the middle? That seems weird. We've got white and red close to the top. So we go Croatia. Let me check these ones here as well. Yeah, pretty close to the top, so Croatia. It's good there. So we know the Croatian one's thin at the top compared to Hungary's. Here we have, we're on the left hand side of the road. That bollards are quite hard to see, but I'm guessing white on the back, red on the front, doesn't wrap around. We'll go Australia. We'll go New South Wales. It was South Australia, but we got the country, so we'll take that. And second to last round, we've got Slovenia. This gives Slovenia. Not sure about the top part of the polls. Let me just check I'm saying the right country here. Yep, Slovenia. They said Austria had similar ones. I can't remember what the difference was, but I think we'll go Slovenia. If it's to do with this yellow thing on orange thing on the top, we haven't learned it, so we have to just go with what we know. Okay, Austria. So this is a new one for us. Austria bollards are white with a black top and dark red or grey reflectors, so it's just the darkness. Often featuring a nipple-shaped black cap and sometimes a snow pole. Okay, so we had the snow pole, we didn't have the nipple. Slovenians bollards are similar but always have a white back reflector, whereas in Austria white reflectors are rare but possible. So this is the Luxembourg one, so again 1, 2, 3 screws, similar to Germany's, which we haven't had Germany's yet. But I'm sure if I do another one of these videos, we definitely will. So let's go over here. I got pretty close as well. So yep, 3 screws, Luxembourg, similar to Germany's. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please like the video. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below on what you think. Next week, I'll be trying to go into ranked duels. I'm currently in Gold 2, so if you do want to see me give that a go, I haven't done ranked in a long time, so it'll be my first time back. Thank you for watching. Bye!